We treat Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and French as distinct languages. They belong to separate nations, follow unique dictionaries, and represent individual cultures. This matrix compares the words for night and water. The overlap is visible. Nate, noche, noite, nui. Aqua, agua, agua, o. Stripping away modern pronunciations reveals a shared linguistic core, a single ancient language wearing different regional disguises. Understanding these modern languages requires tracing how a single dialect grew into a global imperial tongue, only to shatter into the fragments we speak today. The origin point is a small region in central Italy called Latium, near the river Tiber. The Latini tribe lived here as a small civilization, surrounded by powerful neighbors like the Etruscans and the Greeks. Latin did not spread through peaceful exchange. As Roman legions marched outward to conquer territory, they carried their native tongue, a process known as Romanization. There were two versions of the language. While elites used rigid classical Latin, the conquered populations heard Vulgar Latin, the everyday slang spoken by the soldiers. This spoken form of Latin acted as a structural glue. It enforced a uniform communication standard across vast, newly conquered territories. Linguistic uniformity across early Europe wasn't natural. It was a byproduct of centralized imperial power. In 476 AD, the Western Roman Empire collapsed. The military supply chains broke down, and the administrative infrastructure that managed the continent vanished. Without Roman authority enforcing a standard dictionary, the conquered territories were severed from the imperial center. This map illustrates geographic mutation. As physical isolation took hold, the formerly global language broke into distinct local dialects. The fall of Rome did not end the Latin language. It provided the isolation necessary for the language to evolve organically. Proximity to the imperial heartland meant that the Italian peninsula saw the least change. Italian remains the closest modern relative to the original Latin roots. Distance from Rome allowed French to undergo radical changes. In Gaul, the Latin base was struck by Germanic tribes invading from the north. This Germanic-Latin fusion transformed the original pronunciation and vocabulary, making French the most distinct of the major Romance languages. On the Iberian Peninsula, geography forced the language down two evolutionary paths. Spanish, or Castellano, evolved in the north-central region. It was forged during the linguistic crucible of the Reconquista. Portuguese followed a separate Atlantic evolution. It began as Galician Portuguese in the northwestern corner, isolated from the central plateau. Geographic distance and regional historical pressures took the vocabulary of the Roman legions and reshaped it into separate regional identities. Today, those regional fragments are spoken by hundreds of millions of people worldwide. These fragments became imperial languages themselves, spreading across the Americas and Africa. Latin is often labeled a dead language, but its structural framework remains active in the modern world. It persists as a ghost language, an invisible, ancient framework that constantly haunts the daily conversations of billions of modern people. Latin never died. It shed its formal imperial skin and multiplied into the vibrant languages we speak today.